A classroom is a place of creativity, learning, and so much more. All the different subjects piece together knowledge in the human mind, helping create a complete picture of the world and humanity. Literature is the same, as its goal is to expose the truths of reality and help teach lessons to the reader in order to help them gain knowledge and have an understanding of society. Although very different, a classroom is able to represent literature as a whole since it helps build character and knowledge within the minds of young people. Individual aspects of a classroom are also able to represent the different literary movements. Romanticism is a literary movement that emphasizes imagination, nature, emotion, symbolism, and overall sense of free-flowing creativity. In one of Romanticism's exemplary works, The Scarlet Letter, the idea of imagination was expressed through extensive imagery creating vivid descriptions. For instance, the novel stated, "The wooden jail is already marked with weather stains and other indications of age, which give a yet darker aspect to its beetle-browed and gloomy front. The rust on the ponderous ironwork of its oaken door looked more antique than anything else in the New World." In a classroom, this idea of imagery, imagination, and emotion can be symbolized in art. The box of markers and colored pencils symbolize how humans have the power to draw, create, and use their imagination. In art, the only limits are the creator's imagination. Another major part of Romanticism was nature, and this went on to become its own movement. Transcendentalism branched off of the nature aspect and then expanded it to create the new idea of the oversoul, where God, nature, and man are connected. Emerson had emphasized this idea in Nature when he stated, "In the woods, we return to reason and faith. There I feel that nothing can befall me in life, no disgrace, no calamity which nature cannot repair." In a classroom, this connection to nature and finding time to discover one's true self away from society can be found from no texting and technology rules. This allows students to have time to think and be able to express themselves. This expression is often found in a classroom through writing, as students are able to connect their ideas and express their thoughts on humanity. In contrast to Romanticism and Transcendentalism's major focus on nature, God, and imagination, there was realism. Realism emphasized exposing the true facts of life. One realist novel was The Adventure of Huckleberry Finn, which exposed the reality of racism and slavery. The novel continuously used the N-word and had expressions like, "If you see any runaway niggers, you help and nab them and you can make some money by it," showing the prejudice towards blacks. In a classroom, realism is seen through grades. Most people want to believe that they have perfect grades and the perfect life, when in reality they are failing and continuously struggling. Naturalism, branching off of realism, also focuses on facts and reality, but goes more in depth on how science and nature impacts individuals. Stephen Crane, a naturalist author, stated, "Environment is a tremendous thing in the world and frequently shapes lives regardless." This is shown through the study of science in the classroom. The fossil represents how students compare fossils to see evolution and Darwinism, which was one of the main elements of naturalism. There's also bacteria in petri dishes and different chemicals that allow students to study these things and their impact on human life. As naturalism and realism began exposing the true facts of the world, literature began taking a more pessimistic turn. As industrialization continued, modernist literature began and questioned humanity. Modernist authors didn't see progress, but a decline of civilization. They didn't see new technology. They saw cold machinery which alienated the individual and led to loneliness. For example, in The Great Gatsby, Nick describes society as corrupt through the characters. He stated, "They were careless people, Tom and Daisy. They smashed up things and creatures and then retreated back into their money or their vast carelessness and let other people clean up the mess they had made." In a classroom, this decline of humanity can often be seen through the students who ignore their peers, learning, and teacher. They focus solely on their phones and music, allowing technology to drive them towards destruction, like modernists believed. Overall, these 5 literary movements come together to show all the different perspectives on society, which can then be reflected through the activities and objects in a classroom.